I also believe that in Africa, the opportunity for everything is unlimited.
Okay.
You might have 3 competitors. Go to the US, that same thing has thousands and millions of competitors, and they are thriving.
So in your case, how did it all work out for you? How did you? I understand you have a few businesses here and there to make sure that you have cash flow.
Yeah.
Something which I touched on in the previous video.
Yeah.
What was your plan? How did you map it all out?
Yeah. How am I mapping it all out? Is what I would say.
We're looking at it because we're looking at our brothers out there who want to come.
Yeah.
So, maybe saying this, touching on this will help them to maybe better map out their plan.
Yeah. I think what I'm trying to say is that it's a continuous process.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
Okay.
I, as an entrepreneur, I'm always solving a problem. Right. So just like most of you, farming is something that we were exposed to as childhood. Mm-hmm. So even though we saw it as not fun and punishment, going to the farm after school and carrying wood and stuff, we didn't really enjoy it, and that's why we all escaped. But I think it's always in us, we know we can identify plants. I remember I was in Mexico with my father-in-laws and so on, and I was showing them, oh, this is it. They're like, oh, you know this. My wife doesn't know what a pepper looks like. Right. It's like, of course, I know how a pepper tree looks like. So it's in us. But I didn't intend to go into farming.
Sure.
As you're aware, I do have a school. Okay. So I went into the school and actually realized that the kids weren't being fed with enough protein. Okay. So I said, okay, what alternatives do we have? In terms of meat, eggs, and then I realized, okay, to buy, eggs for 300 students, it's gonna be a lot. Who can even supply us that egg? So I talked to that one parent and says, oh, I have cows. So I bought a cow from the parent and then slaughtered it at the school, and it actually lasted us for about the whole semester, which was about 3 months. So I was like, okay, this is not bad. And then went back to high school and remembered that, we always had school cows working on campus. Right. And they will only prepare jollof and cow meat on Sundays. Oh, yes. So I was like, what if we have a school farm that can feed the school? So that's where the farming came in.
So I went to a school that had a school farm.
Okay.
Already planned into the school. Like I went to Achimota.
Yeah.
So it's like we had that, but it's the school farm. It's not as functional as it used to be. At all existent. So that's a great idea. And I've thought about there's been issues in Ghana. I've heard about students being malnourished, not being fed. This is and as you said, you were talking about solving problems.
Yeah.
I've had that on my mind, but the question is, how do you actually implement? It's the implementation, that is very important. So from that point of view, you were able to just quickly speak to some parents and then implement that first idea of yours. So what then happened next from there?
Yeah, so right there, and one thing about me, if anybody knows me, is there is no idea that passes through my mind that doesn't get done.
Oh, wow. Let's hop on that. Let's hop on that because that's very important.
Yeah.
What gives you that drive that allows you to implement what you think about? What is it, and why do you think other people don't do that? Because it's a big issue,
Yeah.
We all have ideas, we all dream, we all come up with very interesting stuff. But what is it that allows you to push on to the implementation stage?
This is a difficult question.
It's intentional.
Yes, I don't know.
Is it nature? What is it? Is it something you've grown up to learn? Did you learn it somewhere? Has this been how you've always been?
I think it's how I've always been.
Right.
And as I'm growing up, the question I ask is why people do not achieve their goals, right? It's because once you step out of it and you start asking questions and thinking about the risk and so many things, right? I am like, I'm gonna do it and I'll figure it along the way. Right?
That's it.
And sometimes it's not even about money, right? It's just about research. And as I'm researching and learning more about it, I'm getting more excited. I'm getting super pumped. I'm getting ready.
That gives you a drive.
Yes, and I will start with whatever I have and then build it. And I also have the belief that as much as I put in the work and time, it will work out. It might not work out today, but it will surely work out.
Okay.
I also believe that in Africa, the opportunity for everything is unlimited.
Okay.
You might have 3 competitors. Go to the US, that same thing has thousands and millions of competitors and they are thriving.
Okay.
I want to be one of the 100 competitors in the next 20 years.
Wow.
And I will still be very successful.
That's great.
Right? So it's like I de-risk everything that could hold me back.
Okay.
You know, if it's time, I will cut on my sleep. If it's resources, I will start doing the things that I need to do that doesn't require the capital. So competition is just one thing, but you know, there are so many risks, but to me, it doesn't prevent me from doing what I have to do. I think that is the mentality, having that positive mindset of like, this is possible. Yes, there might be risks. If I put in the time and work and effort, I will be able to overcome that and make it, because somebody in Africa needs to make it.
Right.
And that person is always going to go through hell before. So I think it's fair for me also to say that I always think it's also a privilege for me that anytime I have an idea and I start a business, I'm not dependent on it, right? I always have sort of have what will take care of me and my family. And then so anything else I'm starting, I give it time.
Okay.
Money and the results is not my focus. It's more of the excitement and the joy of, you know, making it a reality.
Let me draw you back a bit. You just said money, and money is not your focus. But is it right to say that you started a lot many years ago? Because as you're saying, you had various businesses when you were growing up.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you built up a certain reservoir of money so that you don't have to be thinking about, you see what I mean? Because you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, so you know how to generate money, so to speak, right? Compared to some of our brothers who wait till the end of the month before money comes in.
Yeah.
So when you take that rug underneath your feet, i.e., where there's no employer, you know, giving you that, then it becomes a source of worry.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I see.
In that case, you know, the whole thing is a bit different. The way the person will approach it, it would now be money because in 2 or 3 months' time, if I don't have money, I can't pay my rent.
Yeah.
You see, so I think all the situations may differ. So you need to know thyself. Just start knowing yourself, and then see how best things will work out for you. You know, but it's very interesting. So I just wanted to touch on that aspect of it. But that's
point of correction, though. I don't have money powder.
Oh no, not in that sense. It's not about money powder, but you know, when you have enough, just so that you're not worried about the next rent. That's where people get a bit all edgy and emotional about their decision making and all those kind of stuff. So but I totally understand what you're saying. So what you were, I think you were going to finish something before I jumped in.
I think, you know, even taking up on that, like I didn't also all of a sudden didn't have to worry about money.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
I started a first business. That first business, I was actually very broke. And my first business was a travel company.
Oh wow.
Right. And I didn't have any money, but still I didn't start that travel company because I thought there was money in it. I started a travel company because I wanted to use tourism to improve poor communities in Africa.
So you're just a problem solver, like my brother.
Right.
He just finds problems.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants to do.
Because I grew up in the village, came to Accra, saw that, when white people come, they actually go to communities and they do volunteer and stuff. I was like, how can I take them to my community? Right. So even though I was doing that, I was doing projects. I built water, donated thousands of school uniforms, built different things for communities.
It's amazing.
And I didn't even have a degree. I was just a high school student.
It's not just.
Right. Yeah, let's say so. So when I say money hasn't always been the focus, it's about, the problem. And then, as you said, maybe I know how to make money or whatever, but the focus is there's a problem here.
Okay.
And then out of solving that problem, if you create value, then that value sells.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
Total sense. So it's either you look at it from a bottom-up approach or vice versa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting, and it's worth noting. So where do we see Fred in the next 5 years? I won't even make it too long. 5 years from now. I mean, you are really doing a lot on your platform, and one thing I like about what you're doing now is you're actually putting hard numbers. For some of us who are data driven, it really does help. You know, at least you can have a feel. You don't have to go and spend so much money to make a mistake before, saying I want to do or I don't want to do. You're putting the information, facts out there, which is really very helpful for all of us. On those basis, what do you see yourself doing again in the next, in general sense of the next 5 years?
Yeah. I think
because we will come back and test what you're saying
come back.
Relative to today's interview.
I think I'm very clear on where my path is going.
Sure.
And I think in the next 5 years, the first thing is you'll still be seeing me recording on YouTube. So I will still be creating that content. I think it's very important, both to the impact that will make and also to the plans that I have for the future as well. But in the next 5 years, I see myself playing a huge role in the agricultural sector in Africa. Not a role as politician or a board of something, but I guess the impact that I can make in the agricultural sector, looking at it from a holistic approach of how can I help you protect your investment? How do I make agriculture like an investment portfolio that people can trust, put their money in and see results, right? And that's through so many means and so many ways that we can help people de-risk all the factors that comes with investing into agriculture. So I'm not going anywhere. I will be in agriculture.
Are you sure you're not going to leave back to the US?
I don't know. That decision I'm a family man, so it's a family decision. But sense. I think it's already settled that I will always have two homes. I was in the US for 6 months last year, and there wasn't a time that went by that I wasn't still producing content. I was still visiting farms in the US, in Mexico. Even whilst I was there, I was producing content at home. My farm is still going to work, going to run and so on. So I might go, I'm not even US, I might go anywhere, but I think this vision is just going to run. And I think I have a very good team as well. That's just...
So you've managed to set up your system to work with or without you, whether you're here or not.
Yeah,
that's
I think that's the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. Like if my business cannot function without me, then I'm just a worker. I don't think so. Awesome. You have to put in the process to make sure that it works.
So I'll ask you one last question. I know you're an entrepreneur, you're a father, and other things you do. You probably haven't said it here, but what do you do outside your busy schedule? Frankly, he's a very busy man. I came here around 10 o'clock. He had already done like 2 hours of work before I even got here, a holiday. So what do you do outside? You know, or is for now it's work for the next 10 years or 5 years or what?
It used to be work.
Okay.
I don't know. I try to do other stuff. I try to play golf and I hurt myself. Who hurts themselves in golf? Me. Like, so I'm not able to go anymore. So this is what I think. Like, people talk about work-life balance. Why do I need to do something else aside work to make me? To me, everything that I do brings me joy. Like, it makes me happy.
There you go.
Right? Like, somebody who says work, that means that person closes at 5. He's like anxious to leave work, right? So therefore, he needs something.
Makes sense.
Like, I was at the office yesterday till 2 a.m. and I was just learning and enjoying what I'm doing.
I know.
That there's no time limit. To me, there's no holiday and work day. It's just when the body needs rest, I give it the rest.
Awesome.
But if what I'm doing is making me happy, why do I have to go to the beach to be another happy? Why do I have to go and play some game to make me happy? I think it's the same adrenaline that we are all trying to bring out.
Right.
And therefore, if what we are doing here fulfills me and makes me money as well, and makes me impact people, then it's better than playing some game that doesn't have an impact. You know, so yeah, I've always been privileged and lucky to love what I do, and that's what I wish anybody gets to do what they love to do. And if you love to do it, then what is life if you are not living that, you know, enjoying every bit of it?
It's really, really well put, Fred. I don't think anybody could have put it better. No.
I'm not the best communicator out there, but I'm just speaking.
You're speaking
to be frank,
truth.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, because I'm actually pondering over it, and I'm like, you're right. You know, it's all.
I could be boring though, you know. I'm not.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Very social, the social person.
I haven't felt that at all yet. So maybe you can try hard next time.
Okay.
But I think it's been a great session. We should continue this some more time. I have part 2 and part 3 for you.
Yeah,
but,
good.
Let's leave it at this, and I would like to say thank you very much to you all, viewers from all over the world, and thank you, Fred, for your time.
Thank you very much too.